Now, I think there was really no doubt about where a couple key demographics were going to go when it came to choosing their candidate in the 2016 election. One of those key demographics is, of course, LGBT people. Obviously, I mean, there are all these stories about Trump being the builder of these concentration camps to convert the gays, and Mike Pence's, I'm sorry, Mike Pence does not have a great record when it comes to LGBT stuff, so I actually totally understand that one. But when you look at the exit polls in 2016, they went exactly where you thought they were going to. This is from the New York Times, their exit polling data. Gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people, 78% of them voted for Hillary Clinton. Only 14% of them voted for Donald Trump. Anyone really surprised by that? No, I wouldn't think so. And frankly, I kind of thought the needle would be moved a little bit this year. I know I'm biased. I do walkaway events every single weekend. There is a big contingent of people who come to walkaway events that are LGBT. So I certainly have exposure to more LGBT people that are supporting Donald Trump than the average bear. But I definitely thought the needle was going to move this year. I mean, listen, Trump is actually the most pro-LGBT president that has ever taken office. He's the first president ever that supported gay marriage going into office. Joe Biden didn't even support gay marriage until it became a politically viable option. But I have to tell you, I was not quite prepared for the stat that I saw yesterday as I was running out of my house to get to my nails done. This beautiful sparkly neon orange. And I saw this stat pop up on my phone and I just about let out a real life squeal. Though most LGBTQs vote Democratic, new poll shows 45% of queer men backing Trump. Now, I'm not going to use the word queer because I know this is something I've learned from Mikey Harlow. Being called queer is one of his absolute pet peeves. He hates it. He's like, I am a gay man. So I'm going to modify this headline Newsweek to say new poll shows that 45% of gay men are backing Trump. How insane is this reality in which we're living in? I absolutely love it. Listen, I've talked about how when they announced the speakers for the Republican National Convention, I was actually pretty pissed that Scott Presler and Brandon Straka were not on the lineup. I thought both of them absolutely deserved to be on the lineup. And what really amazed me about the whole thing was actually seeing this grassroots level of support come on. I mean, I'm mostly on Twitter, and who knows how that translates to the broader population, but I saw so many Republicans and conservatives demanding that there be more gay men in the Republican National Convention, and I just think it's great. So we're going to read this article, and I'm going to talk about what I think it means. But before we do that, guys, listen, I'm just going to be blunt with you. YouTube is screwing with my channel something fierce. YouTube is throwing all of the YouTube tricks at me. They're not sending notifications when I post new stuff. They're slowly unsubscribing people from my channel. I can actually watch this happen in real time. They are suppressing my content. They're wrongfully demonetizing things. I am getting I don't know what the heck happened, but all of a sudden, and you can actually see the point in my stats when this happened, YouTube has started epically screwing me. And so I think that the very best way that we can say thank you is if you are enjoying this content that I'm putting out, give it a subscribe, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, let YouTube know that you are in charge of what you will watch and what ideas you can consider, and they are not in charge of that. That would really help me out because I frankly don't have all day to fight with YouTube over this nonsense. So subscribe, double check, make sure you're still subscribed, turn on notifications, who knows if they'll actually work, give it a thumbs up, share the video. All those things are tremendously helpful and I greatly appreciate it. Let's read the article. A recent survey of 1,200 queer men in the United States found that 45% planned on voting for Republican President Donald Trump. Comparatively, 51% said they would vote for Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden. The poll, conducted by the Gay men's social app Hornet actually asked 10,000 of its users worldwide about their preferred presidential candidate. While 66% of worldwide users supported Biden and 34% supported Trump, the percentages among U.S. men were much closer. Now, this is a topic I've actually seen a bunch of different people talking about recently, where you have things online from all over the world talking about how horrible Trump is. Well, like, international viewers, I love you. I really do. I know I have many of you. I don't necessarily care about your opinion on this issue, though, specifically in regards to the 2020 election. Listen, man, Trump, from my perspective, all of our world leaders have their flaws, right? Trump has a lot of flaws, but I am not going around criticizing the world leaders of like Germany or England or Australia or New Zealand or any of these things. I just frankly don't know. First off, I just don't know enough about them to feel like I can give informed criticism of it. And I suspect that's actually true of a lot of people internationally, where you're fed kind of news stories that make Trump look like he's crazy, but maybe you aren't paying that much attention, because I really hope you're paying more attention to what's going on in your own country than you are at what's going on here and the, S show that we have going on. And I'm not going to deny that it is truly an S show, and you guys know what I mean by S, because I'm really trying not to swear. But like, come on, like, I don't care about your opinion in regards to this specific election. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel. Of the 1,200 men living in the United States, 49% said that they do not support Trump at all, and 11% said they disagree with him on most issues. 9% said they agree with Trump on some and disagree with him on others. Only 27% of US-based respondents said they either mostly or fully supported Trump. Now, I just want to note here, 27% is still, and again, this is of gay men rather than all LGBT, so we have to kind of take that into consideration here. But 27%, still a heck of a lot higher than 14. It's almost double the votes he got in the last election. And then we have this other weird number. However, 10% of the US men who said they do not support Trump at all said that they will vote for him regardless. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that 10% of gay men who said that they do not support Trump at all are saying that they're going to vote for him regardless? Now, we have to, of course, qualify this that the people that are using this app may not be representative of gay men nationwide. We don't know, but I think that that's really, really an interesting statistic. And I wonder if there's other polling, I'm sure there must be, of the broader population of people who do not maybe support Trump but plan on voting for him anyway. Why would someone not support Trump but vote for him anyway? Well, I was almost one of those people. I was almost one of those people that was absolutely going to vote for Donald Trump, not necessarily because I supported him per se, but because I thought that the left lost their minds. I thought that they had gone insane. I thought that they were insane for nominating Joe Biden, someone with obvious dementia in the first place. Dude's not even going to accept a debate invitation from Joe Rogan to sit down and have an adult discussion about his vision for the country. If you are running for president of the United States and you can't sit down and have a conversation about what your vision is for the country, I'm sorry, you've disqualified yourself so far as I'm concerned, Biden, and that's just one of the concerns I have with the left. Other concerns, the Democratic response to COVID relief for average Americans. They're still screwing around and preventing any sort of additional package to come out for Americans who've only gotten one stimulus check. So many people have been out of work since March. I absolutely know people who are still out of work today. So I have issues with how they handled that. And then don't even get me started. I promise I'm not going to go on a rant here, but don't even get me started about the Democratic support of Black Lives Matter and looting and rioting. And what is it now? I think I saw a stat the other day, $2 billion worth of property damage. I'm sorry, no, Democrats have lost their privileges. And so I can absolutely understand why someone would not be the biggest fan of Trump, but still vote for him anyway. But here's the thing. Once you start opening your mind to Trump, he starts getting in there. I swear to God, he really does. And then you start seeing all of the things that he's done that the media never told you about. Trump is right now very literally bringing peace to the Middle East. Like, what he has done with the peace deals that have been signed already and the peace deals they have in the works is absolutely incredible. The man has done a lot of good. And again, with regards to this specific demographic, he is probably the most gay-friendly president that has ever held office. You know, if you guys haven't seen it, you should check out Dave Rubin had a conversation with his husband, who is also named David, oddly enough, and they were talking about when they met Donald Trump and they went to Mar-a-Lago. They were having dinner with Don Jr. and Trump was there and they met him. And it's a great conversation. You guys should absolutely watch it. He has a video on his channel of it. But basically what happened was Trump found out that they were married to each other and he said, "Oh, that's awesome." And he like really liked it. And he said to Dave, like, "I don't even care about that stuff. I don't care about it." Like, Trump doesn't care about this. He is not anti-gay. And I think that people are starting to see it. I'll tell you, when Walkaway was marching through West Hollywood, because we did like a 1.5 mile march through West Hollywood, which is the gay area of Hollywood, right? And I was so nervous going into this because Brandon was like, "Oh, the gays hate Walkaway." And I was like, we're going to get yelled at. There's going to be stuff thrown at us. It's going to be awful. It was one of the best days of my life, guys. We got so much support marching through West Hollywood as Walkaways, as Trump supporters. I mean, it was really something to behold. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this demographic plays out. I think we should also keep an eye on the black vote supporting Trump because, oh gosh, there are so many polls that have that like up around 45%. If Trump gets like 40% of the black vote, it's done. It's absolutely done. What do they say? That really, if a person gets 20% of the black vote, that's the election. Or if Republicans get 20% of the black vote, the Democrats are done for. So I think that it's going to be really interesting to see how these demographics break down. And maybe it'll break some social justice echo chambers, the stories that these kids are creating about how Donald Trump hates all these populations, folks. It just ain't true. It's not true. All right, guys, that's all I have for this one. I'll see you soon.